What's going on, everybody? Waiting for my pod meeting artist to come in. 1 second. And here we are. What's going on, everybody, tonight? What is going on? Welcome one more time. Just a privilege just to get on here. At least you know I'm still alive. I'm happy. I don't care if it's one person over here. Hey, but we know that we're going to have a little bit more than that. Welcome, everybody, once again to the Big Time Show podcast that is being seen and heard live everywhere as we speak on multiple Facebook pages and YouTube pages, particularly the Sports Empire Network Facebook page, and of course the Big Time Show YouTube page as well, and the Big Time Show Facebook page, and etc. Twitch, Twitter, for the delayed broadcast. Those of you that may be listening to this download on iHeartRadio, Pandora, Google Podcast, LinkedIn. I don't remember all this stuff. Got you. But welcome to the show on tonight. I appreciate everyone that has just tuned in slightly and want to give a listening ear to what I have to say. Let me speak to everybody that I see so far. I see you, Ty, and I see you, Greg, Terry. What's going on? I think I see Coach Price, who showed up in here, I believe. What's going on? Appreciate y'all so much for lending me a little bit of your time on tonight. Let's go ahead and talk. I see you, Terry. Terry says that he's watching wrestling. I believe most of us, even the kids at heart, watched WrestleMania last night. Well, actually the last 2 days. I did. My son and I watched it, and rather enjoyed it. If you're a wrestling fan like I am, I go way back. Talk about to the 70s, So I'm just love to see it like that. So the Monday after WrestleMania has always been a popular show. I got you, Terry. Many people are watching it just to see what's going to happen on the night as they really start a whole new year over, building up to next year's WrestleMania. What's up, Damon? I see you, brother. Appreciate you popping in on it starts tonight. So I'm taping it. So I'll peep out a little bit of it probably once I get off on here on tonight myself. But before we do all that, speaking of a new year, we still are in the midst of the Cowboys progressing toward, they're already in a new year mode, obviously. As soon as we lost the 49er game, the year started. All the plans started right then. So far, so good, as we all know, off season. I grade up. What's up, Daryl? What's up, man? We appreciate you popping in on me. So far, so good. Do me a favor, everybody. Why don't you share to some Cowboy groups if you can, if you don't mind. Share to some Cowboy groups if you can. If you can help me out there, I would appreciate it. There's several things that we can do off season. We look pretty good so far. Sure, there are some some things that maybe some Cowboy fans are upset about, of course, mainly the one that everybody, hey, Joe, I see you, man. The main one, of course, is Ezekiel Elliott being gone. I believe that's the one that hurt the most for Cowboy fans. If there was a slight blemish, that's the one. But other than that, I believe that most of us, let me add Carlos Watkins being gone now. For some Cowboy fans, that hurt. Maybe not as bad, obviously, as Ezekiel Elliott, but nevertheless, it hurt a little bit because of the positioning that Carlos Watkins had as a DT. So that might be the only couple of blemishes that we might have, just a couple. But as usual, we get a chance to make up for that possibly in the draft, which is what the Dallas Cowboys do well. And right now, what we're doing is bringing people in. You can kind of tell slightly the way the Cowboys are thinking by the people that they are bringing in. I don't know if you've seen some of the names that have come up. One of the hot names that's getting ready to come to Dallas to work out is Boston College wide receiver Zay Flowers. Now, if you don't know about him, you might probably want to look at some tape on him. He's described as, listen to me good now, listen. The reason why I'm focusing in on this and what I'm coming with after that kind of shapes up what I think is getting ready to happen, at least, of course, from my point of view. Zay Flowers is 5'9", but he is described as an exceptional route runner. Please put an asterisk by that. You need to go watch. If you want to do a little homework, let's go watch Zay Flowers, a wide receiver from Boston College. They're bringing him in, I believe, tomorrow to work him out. They are excited about this dude. And the reason why I'm bringing him up is because not only is he a great route runner, please don't forget that. He also runs a 4.40. In other words, another fast guy. If you notice what McCarthy has done, it's almost like we're slowly but surely trying to turn into a track team. I'm saying that because when you look at our skill positions, they're pretty fast. Thank you, Daryl. They're bringing in Jalen Hyatt as well, a wide receiver from Tennessee, who runs, I believe, a 4.3 something, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought I saw 4.3 something. Notice what they're doing, y'all. The running back, Tony Pollard, if he's right, he's fast. Brandon Cooks, fast. CeeDee Lamb, a very deceptive, fast dude. I'm telling y'all, I'm starting to see a slight trend here, especially in the wide receiver position. I believe that Mike McCarthy wants to have somewhat of a track team, guys that can flat out run and can catch, obviously, but guys that can run. And what I noticed is I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to keep the draft pure. And I'm saying we're taking probably best player available at 26. If we draft at 26, then there's a good possibility that some of these guys that I just called out may be there at 26. It's not above the Cowboys to not pick a wide receiver early. We just had that same situation with CeeDee Lamb when he got drafted. At that particular time, we really didn't need wide receiver. We had Cooper, we had Gallup at the time, we had Wilson there as well. But because CD was the best player on the board at that particular time, we went ahead and took them. So that's not above the Cowboys to take a position that they really don't need. They really did do the best player available. Kudos. I see you, Joe. West Coast had Israel Mukamua on there today, our defensive back on his show today. Kudos to him for having a player on the Cowboys there. So kudos to West Coast. Proud of him as always. The thing that I'm noticing is that, you know, we really have to pay attention to what they're bringing in. If wide receiver is there, among other positions, of course, but it's really about who is on their board. And unfortunately for us, we really won't never know that. What we think should be on their board is not on their board. They showed us that last year with Tyler Smith. There were two other guys who were on the board that we all thought offensive linemen that we should have taken. They didn't. They took Tyler Smith instead of, I forgot the two guys' name that was there last year. They were linemen. And they went under Tyler, if I'm not mistaken. But the reason why Tyler Smith was picked was because they had Tyler Smith higher than the two guys that most Cowboy fans thought we were supposed to be getting. So they run by their own rules, obviously. And who's to say that Zay Flowers or a Jalen Wyatt, if they're there, we could be taking another wide receiver. Now, here's the part, and I hope that's not it. My preference, I really believe they're going lineman myself. I've made that perfectly clear, and I really believe that they should go offensive lineman. But what happens if those guys are not there? The tackle from Oklahoma, the guard from Florida. If you bypass, if they're not there in the first round, certainly there are more guards, tackles in the second round and all of that. But what if those two Pacific guys are not there and you just left now with skill position? What the question is, would the Cowboys go ahead and try to go young again on a young receiver and go that route? That's really the question. Here's what I want to talk about, though, and it's wrong, and I don't know what the head thinking. It ain't no sense in me even lying about it like I know. But here's what I'm thinking. If they did, and this is what I'm saying, this is speculative. This is a what if game. There's gonna be a what if podcast tonight. Hope some of you join me in my thinking and add with your comments there. Oh, before I do all that, I'm sorry. If you're watching Facebook, if you want to contribute to the podcast, you can use the stars. If you're on my YouTube channel, Big Time Show YouTube channel, you can do the super chat right there. Super chat is there. I'm on a different platform, so I don't know if I'll be able to see if you're doing it or not. I'll tell you what I'll do. I just in case, because I don't want to. I've already promised y'all, if y'all do the super chat, I will automatically stop what I'm doing and read your comment for sure. So let me see what's going on here, just in case somebody did. If not, it's not a big deal. I would appreciate it, but yeah, it's totally up to you. Okay, all right. Hey, Demetrius, I don't know why you didn't see notifications. So I'm looking at the Big Time Show on my phone here, just in case. I don't know if. Okay, I see your comment, Demetrius, there. Y'all excuse me. But if you do the super chat, I'll see it. Okay, here's what I want to talk about. There are a couple receivers that if they do go wide receiver. There are some guys that are really in trouble. Two in particular, really one for me, but two names come up if they go wide receiver. If they go get a Zay Flowers or they get a Jalen White, then there are two names that are on this team that are really in trouble. And the sad part about it is we don't know really what we got. One of them is physically scary. We don't know what he has because we haven't seen him. And that's Semi Fiwico, whatever his name is, Semi. 6'3", 220 pounds, and runs a 4.3 40. The receiver that we drafted a couple years ago from Stanford. Physically imposing, fast, can run, obviously. Can do it all, jump balls, can beat you route running. The only problem is that we really didn't get to see him. He was only active for 6 games last year. And he had a shoulder injury that took him completely out for the rest of the season. We didn't get no practice time out of him. We didn't get, obviously any game time out of him. And so that leaves a lot of questions. It's a lot of questions that's going on at the particular time. It really is. So I don't know exactly what he has. I don't know exactly what he brings to the table. It is the unknown. However, we do know this. When he was healthy, the Cowboys were impressed with him. How could you not be? All I need to know is the kid got some dog in him. 6'3", over 200 pounds, runs a 4.3 40, not 4.3 flat, 4.3 something. That's super, super imposing. Most teams across the league can find a place for a guy like that. If you draft a Zay Flowers or a Jalen Hyde, what does that leave a kid like Semi, who we really don't know what he really brings to the table? Another name that comes up, and Joe is already on it. Joe just said it. What about Jalen Tolbert, who I really believe is at the bottom of the barrel? That's what I believe. I really believe that Jalen Tolbert is at the bottom of the barrel because he was a healthy scratch. He was drafted in the 3rd round. Didn't really see the field at all. There were multiple things that we really just don't know. There were multiple reasons why he was not on, people saying that he didn't pick up the playbook. There are some folks said that he made simple, rookie mistakes, all that. All I know is he didn't play. That's all I need to know. And there was a reason why they didn't play. They weren't going to kill the kids, so they really not going to never tell you the reasons why. They're not going to destroy that man like that, put it all out there in the media. So they know why they didn't put him on the field. I just go ahead and just say it like this. It's obvious he wasn't ready. You see what I'm saying? He was not ready to play, which answers, leads to the question again. If they were to draft Zay Flowers or Jalen Hyde or somebody even in the 2nd round, the kid from Houston, what if they drafted him? In the 2nd round or 3rd round or whatever the case may be, then what in the world do you think? Whatever you think that's going to happen to guys like Semi and people like Jalen Tolbert? I don't think that they're not gonna give up on them because Cowboys playing has always been that they like to prove people wrong. So I don't think they would give up on them so early. However, I mean, you ain't got too many more places to drop in the depth chart at the wide receiver position. I mean, let's look. CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Michael Gallup, oh Jesus, I forgot. We let go of Noah Brown, obviously. We still have Turpin, who's a wide receiver himself. Kavontae Turpin is there, who I believe probably be your fourth receiver. Who I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, exactly. I don't know if that's the case. You see what I'm saying? But if you're talking about, I mean, I just named four. Usually the Cowboys probably carry somewhere between 6, maybe receivers per game. If they draft one in the first round, trust me, somebody for the drop. I believe that's where the range was Simi and Jalen Tolbert will fall. And so it's gonna be. I said this is the what if. If it was me, as I just said earlier, I really believe the Cowboys are gonna draft a lineman in the first round, as they should. That's what I think they ought to do. Forget the splash, forget the pretty pick or the sexy pick. I believe that they're gonna solidify the offensive line even more. Futuristic wise, as some of our guys obviously are longer in the tooth on the offensive line. When you start talking about Tyron Smith, you start talking about Zach Martin right there. I mean, come on now. We got to start thinking about the future, and what better way to do it than with the first round pick. Get your first round lineman in. Hopefully they can live up to their first round status. And you can set that up for a lot of, about another 8, 9, 10 years, hopefully, to play, with Dak's 6, 7, 8 years left. So that's what I think they ought to do. But if they did go wide receiver, one of these two guys, I don't believe going to be on the team. That don't mean that they can't be on the practice squad, but you don't draft a third-round draft pick of Jalen Tolbert in 1 year. He didn't hit the field. Now the next year, he's on the practice squad. I don't see that. That don't make sense to me. The other thing is that when you start thinking futuristic, you also have to think about Michael Gallup. Like, for real, Michael Gallup he got to do it this year. He do. Michael Gallup has to do it this year, to me. And that's not even counting. I thought I saw something earlier about Cowboys talking about Julio Jones. I think that'll be a total waste. But I don't like it. There's you got also the rumor now cranking up again since the Cardinals are supposedly going to release DeAndre Hopkins. And if that happens, then I'm quite sure I'm quite sure Cowboy Nation will go completely cuckoo, trying to talk about we need to get DeAndre Hopkins, which I don't think will happen anyway. But I'm just saying, not Tolbert, but Michael Gallup, he has to crank this thing up, because if he doesn't, and I'm talking about, I ain't talking about no 40 to 50 year catch for 600 yards or 700 yards. I ain't talking about that. See, that's not gonna get you probably another spot on this team next year. Especially when you got some young guys, if they can play. Uh, Gallup really got to crank this thing up this year. I really believe that. If not, I don't think he'll be on this team. So that may be another reason why it's a possibility of us drafting a wide receiver. And it don't necessarily have to be in the first round. It can be in the second or the third round again. It don't necessarily have to be in the first round. But if they did go first round, if them guys are just sitting there, things in the way the wide receiver room is going to get very interesting for two guys, at least in my mind in particular. And that's Jalen Tolbert and Simmons. And I just believe that that's the case. Now, the Cowboys know way more than we do. There's a reason why. I ain't worried about Simmons. He was hurt. That's just bottom line. He was hurt. But there was a reason why Jalen Tolbert didn't hit that field. There was a reason why. We can speculate all day long, but all we know is for sure, he didn't hit the field. There was something missing. There was something wrong, and he was not hurt. There was something wrong with his play, with his whatever. Whatever. Maybe his concepts as far as picking up the routes, or it was something. Practice, I don't know. I don't know how he practiced. You don't know either unless you was there. I don't know what it was. I see you, Fred. Fred say it may have been his football IQ. I don't know. It could be that. I don't know. I've heard them talk about him saying that he didn't progress as they thought that he would. They put a lot on him. That may point to the football IQ part. That they put a lot on him. He maybe was not able to grasp it all. And if he can't grasp it all, you just can't put him out there because he's going to mess stuff up. So, that's what they said. So I don't know if they on the slick side trying to say, hey, he didn't pick the offense up. I don't know if they trying to knock him or not. But bottom line, what we do know is that he did not play. And that's just the truth. He did not make the field. He did not play, and he was healthy. So if anybody has, I said Michael Gallup has got to bring it. It's unfortunate. I really believe that Tolbert is in this same category as well. I believe that Jalen Tolbert gotta go ahead and we got to see a step rather quickly, or the Cowboys are going to slowly but surely move on. They know. They got all that practice film. They dissect that stuff. We don't get to see that. We don't get to see it, and I really believe that is the reason why. Because he didn't get on the game. He didn't hardly get on the field. So most of his film was in practice. It's the practice that determined him being even dressed for the game. Hey, Coach Marv, I see you with the super chat. Let me read Coach Marv there. Thank you, Coach. Coach said some Cowboy fans said get rid of Zeke with 875 yards, 12 touchdowns, but they say keep Gallup cap hit for 425 yards, 3 touchdowns. Exactly, Coach. I'm Gallup. He ain't gonna be able to lean that same excuse that the Cowboys gave this year about him being, he wasn't all the way right and all that kind of stuff. He ain't gonna be able to lean on that this year. No. You ain't gonna be able to lean on that. If your knee hurt, they're gonna ship you on out of here. They're gonna put a FedEx sticker on his backside and ship him right out of Dallas. You ain't gonna be able to get that this year. Gallup got to do it this year. And unfortunately for him, here's the funny part. Even if he is right, check this one out. even if he is right, what is he? I mean, is he our third receiver? Now that don't mean he gonna line up in the slot all the time. But if he's our third receiver, I mean, come on now. If Cooks is healthy, if CD stay healthy, that's where the majority of your balls are going. You see what I'm saying? So, what we talking really? I mean, are we even talking 40, 45 to 50 catches this year, maybe? Man, I ain't even brought in our tight end who Dak is going to throw to, Jake Ferguson or, I mean, you're not going to keep paying Gallup what you're paying him, even though you gave him the contract, being loyal again, but you're not going to pay him that type of money, and all he's giving you is 45 to 55 catches a year for 620 some odd yards and maybe 3 or 4 touchdowns. Somebody got to go. I mean, he got to have he got to go ahead and go. He got to get it done this year. And Tolbert does too. Or his future with the Dallas Cowboys may be shot down too. Yeah. I mean, Marvin, brother, I appreciate you popping in, Marvin. I don't know, Marvin. I don't know. I will say this based off what we heard. It kind of leans toward your comment though. That's my interpretation. I'm not gonna say you wrong, Marvin, because based off what we've kind of heard from them, from their own mouths, saying, Steven said, well, we better put a little bit more on him. We put more on him too quick. Okay, you can translate that so many different type of ways. You see what I'm saying? And I believe what you just said there, Marvin, I really believe it kind of leans that way. I mean, let's use common sense. And I don't want to get into this part here where we trying to say the brother's dumb. I don't even want y'all to go that route. Some offenses are complex, which leads to this. Depending on Coach Marv, you already in here. Coach Marv, maybe you can help me out right on this one. It depends on the complexity, if you let me use that word, of the version of the West Coast offense. See, if you had a problem grasping, I mean, what routes did we see from Kellen Moore? I mean, come on now. Slant routes, dig routes, curl routes, a fly route, no real post, no skinny post, no deep post routes. I mean, that's all I saw from Kellen Moore for years. Slant, a dig route, little curl route. I mean, that's all I saw from Kellen Moore. Now, it was highly successful. Dak threw for over 4,000 yards, all that kind of stuff. But it was the same routes. What did we complain about as Cowboy fans about routes? It was the same old routes. There was nothing different about it. So, which leads to the question, how hard is it to pick up how hard is it to pick up if it ain't nothing about 4 or 5 routes that Kellen Moore ran, and it was basic routes? I mean, that's all I saw now. That's all I saw. So how come Jalen Tolbert couldn't pick that up? If that's the case. I'm just saying now. Y'all saw the games like I did. Y'all tell me, what were the routes that we ran? Most of it was slants. Seriously. Most of it was the curl route where you run, ball 10 yards, and then come back to the ball. That's a curl route. We just saw every now and then a little dig route. Dak doesn't throw the ball too great in the middle. Dak was more of a seam route type of guy and more of an outside guy. When there's a zone, Dak really don't throw it in the middle of the field like that. So the post route never really was a route that we saw too much. We never saw. We saw corner routes. We saw that, but that's mostly toward the outside. We didn't even see the option route that they tried to run. We really had to cut that out because everybody wasn't on the same page. We started really running effective option routes when Witten and Cole Beasley left. We ain't really been running option routes well since then. For real, we really haven't. So I'm saying if those were the simple routes that we ran, how hard was that for Tobin? And the reason why I'm saying that because he might be in trouble because the West Coast offense is a little bit more complex. You got to be able to read. It's a quick route. You got to know the concepts of hot routes and all that kind of stuff. You got to know you and your quarterback got to be on the same page. I'm just saying. If there was a lot of complexity with Kellen Moore's routes, he sure didn't run them in the game. Now, they may have run all kind of crazy routes in practice, but I didn't see him in the game. I didn't see it. So it don't look good to me for Jalen Tobin. I believe that they'll give a chance to Simi. I really do. We don't know what Simi really can do. We don't know if he can block. We don't know if he can can he run a 4-3 in football pad? We don't, can he catch? Consistent. We don't know. We just know he's a big kid to be playing wide receiver. He's a tall kid. And they did like him when he was healthy. That we do know. I ain't heard too much positive for Jalen Tobin. I'm sorry. I haven't heard it. All I heard was deficiencies. That's all I heard. So if we draft a receiver, that's second round or third round, then somebody in trouble, and they already on the roster. That's just my thoughts. Y'all don't have to agree. Y'all don't have to, but I'm telling you, I'm kind of worried. And of course, if the Cowboys, which I don't think they would do, some of you may want it to happen, but if they did add a OBJ, which I hope they don't, or if they add a DeAndre Hopkins per se, then somebody in trouble there. I mean, you already know. You already know somebody in trouble. Another super chat. Thank you, Coach. Coach said, Big Show, did Kellen know how to use TP, Simi, or Ferguson? So I know he did not know how to use Tobin. You got that right. It took him 3 years to finally figure out Tony Pollard. We were begging for Tony Pollard a year and a half, Coach. Everybody know that. We were begging for Tony Pollard. He still didn't figure out how to play him. When it was right there in his face, go get the Memphis tape. That's all you had to do. Look how the Memphis Tigers, where I live at. I live here in Memphis. I saw Tony Pollard in college. I know how to use him because Memphis used him. They line him up in the slot. They line him up outside. They line him up in the backfield. He was a Swiss Army knife. He was not the running back. He was not the main bell cow. The Tigers, the Memphis Tigers at the time, check this running back field out. Some of y'all already know. Darrell Henderson. He was our first running back, All-American running back in Memphis, the one that plays for the Rams. Then as our second running back, we had Antonio Gibson. Yes, that same Antonio Gibson that plays for Washington. Then Tony Pollard was the third running back. He was never the bell cow. They used him on bubble screens. They used him on halfback screens. They used him on outside runs. They used him in the slot and ran jet sweeps. They lined him up in the slot to get a matchup on a linebacker and he could catch the ball. This is what we did at Memphis. Kellen Moore took this. I mean, he didn't figure it out till it was time for him to go. You see what I'm saying? So that might be the difference between that very well might be the difference between McCarthy and Kelly. Use the skill sets that he got. And see, when you start talking about a West Coast offense, that's primarily what the offense is for featuring skill sets. The ball is supposed to come out quick. Supposed to come out, gonna have you guys in space. I'm just saying, you know, Tolbert may be in trouble. That's all I'm gonna say. If the Cowboys sign another veteran wide receiver, some of these guys that we got, you know, some of these guys that most Cowboy fans got big dreams about. If they did sign them, and it's a big if they did, one of these two guys I'm talking about is some big trouble. Practice squad bound. Huh? Won't see the field. You think he ain't see the field before? You let them sign one of these guys, these outside guys again. Oh, shoot. Tolbert will never see the field. He'll never see it. He better be good on special teams. That's the only way he's going to see the field. He's going to have to play special teams. Which may not be a bad spot, but, you know, that's it. Huh? I'm serious. I know for sure, because if you start looking at some of the old articles, if you listen to them talk about Sammy, you'll see that they like him. You'll see that. I think he got a shot, especially if he can catch. Especially if he got some dog in him. Oh, Sammy, you don't put down a 6'3", 200 and I think they say 220. I don't think he was like that, but god dang, 6'3", 220. Am I wrong? It might be 6'4". Let me look this up, man. Let me stop. One thing about the show, if we're gonna talk about him, let's be accurate. Let me look him up real quick. He's 6'4". Good Lord of mercy. 6'4". ESPN has him as 6'3". 6'3". He had 3 receptions for 24 yards last year. So he did get on the field for a little bit. I don't see his weight. Let me peep it out. Most of y'all know it by y'all head already. Let me look at it real quick. Let me look at it. Look at here. Let me bear with me. Oh my God, 6'4", 220 pounds. Is that incredible? I mean, good Lord, how fast is this kid? Y'all forgive me. I'm just excited. Let me look. I see why they like him. 6'4". Oh my God. Sammy ran a 4.39 40. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 yeah. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Lord have mercy. Look, whoa, 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 whoa. Shoot, I like him. Wait a minute now. Let me say this again, y'all. Okay. Sammy is 6'4", 220 pounds, and runs a 4.39 40. Ladies and gentlemen, even if he can't catch the ball, he playing special teams for me. I don't know how much dog he got in him. I don't know. But you don't let no 6'4", 220 go. Now he messed up his shoulder. His Stanford tape says he can play. This ain't the Pac-12. You understand? It's the NFL. You know, so I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I believe that they're gonna give that dude a chance. And he got on the field last year before he got hurt. I'm just saying. Okay, all right. I'm just saying. I understand. I ain't saying he's the next Pro Bowl, All Pro, or never. I'm just saying he can be a problem. That's all I'm saying. All right. I'm just saying at 26, look at who they're bringing in. They're bringing in Jalen Hyde, and they're bringing in Zay Flowers. Wide receiver. Okay, wide receiver play. These are some of the guys who are coming in. This is where you kind of, when you start looking at who they're bringing in for visits, this is where you start kind of figuring out slowly but surely what way they're thinking. You're not going to waste. You only get X amount of visits. So you got your eyes on some of these guys. You don't necessarily have to be as automatic. Hey, we thinking about you. Sometimes you can play poker with your visit. But this is Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy wants, he say he want to be the team, all that kind of stuff, but he wants offense. He wants point score. I'm just saying. Coach, I think he was Coach said he sent me as a 6th round draft pick. Was he 5th round or 6th round? I don't know. I think he was 5th round. I may be off. I may be wrong there. Let's see here. No, Coach, he was 5th round, drafted in 2021. 5th round, pick 179. So he's a 5th round draft pick. 5th round draft pick. I mean, not really that much great difference between 5th and 6th round, but he was 5th round draft pick. Not bad. I'm just saying, but there's a reason why he in the 5th round. So you could be, just like somebody said earlier, you could be 6'9", got all the measures, but it's a reason why, it's a reason why you're in the 5th or 6th round. It's a reason why you're in the 5th round. So there it is. I ain't gonna knock him, but I know he was hurt last year. That's the only thing I'm gonna say. I think he got a better shot of making this team. It's just me now. I think he has a better shot, even though Tolbert was a 3rd round pick. Let me just say this. I think that Tolbert is more in a, I ain't gonna say just a doghouse more than Semi. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Fred said Semi is a little stiff in and out of breaks, which may be the reason why he was picked so late. But there's room for a guy like that, especially when you start talking about red zone. We ain't talking about him being an all-pro or a Pro Bowl wide receiver. It just, can you fit your role? He would be a tremendous weapon if he got dog in him. That's why I say I don't know. But a guy like that could be a tremendous red zone target if he got dog in him. If I don't know. I'm just saying 6'4", 220, 4'3", you can use him in the red zone. That's all I'm saying. All right. I'm just saying, y'all, I told this is a pure speculation show tonight. I'm just saying it was based off of what I saw they're bringing in on tomorrow. Jalen Hyde, Zay Flowers, both projected possible first-round picks. They're coming tomorrow to Dallas to individually work out with the Dallas Cowboys tomorrow. You got to pay attention to that. That at least you know they're watching wide receiver. You can, it's safe to assume that. You got to watch that. It don't necessarily mean they're picking it in the first round. It don't necessarily mean they're doing the second round. They got eyes on wide receiver. That's what you can safely assume. At least that's what I'm thinking. Pay attention to that. If them two guys are there, I guarantee you it's going to be some discussion. I believe we're right about that. I believe that we're going to be right about that. Exactly. Zay Flowers, he's a problem. He's a problem. And when you start talking about as being Coach Marvel talking about a little earlier in the chat, when you start thinking about where they are contractually with Michael Gallup, it kind of makes sense. That's what I'm saying. It kind of makes sense. I don't think Michael Gallup is just going to come out and just destroy people this year. And they're paying him a lot of money, which I didn't understand when they re-signed him in the first place. I didn't understand why they gave him such a big contract, at least for him. I didn't understand it. But that's the Dallas Cowboys. So, all right, I'm done. That's what I want to talk about. There's speculation tonight. I didn't come with any gigantic facts other than that they are working out. Zay Flowers, Jalen Hyde will be in Dallas on tomorrow to work out. That part, I do know. At least that's what they said today, I'm sorry, if you follow the Cowboys. All right, phone line is open. I've done enough talking. Let's see if some of y'all agree with me or not. Phone line is open right now. Go ahead and call in if you want. And let's see what we got. If not, I'll go ahead and talk just a little bit more. And of course, the Cowboys are bringing in more than wide receivers, y'all. I mean, they got 30-some odd visits. There's going to be linemen brought in. There's going to be, all this kind of stuff. I'm just noticing today. That's the part that I'm doing. Okay.
Call from
Coach Mal.
Yeah.
To accept, press 1. To send.
Ladies and gentlemen, our guys in the building. The one and only Coach Marv is in the house. What's up, Coach? I see whoever that is from Texas. Coach has already got me. What's up, Coach?
I shared you on my Twitter, so I hope you picked up a cup.
Uh-huh.
Well, I shared you on Twitter, and then I got a couple of comments like, okay, man,
Go ahead, Coach.
And so I hope it, yeah. Hello?
I'm there. Go ahead. You on?
Yeah. So, but check this out. Let me clear you up on the receiver thing. If the Cowboys get another receiver by free agency or draft a guy in the first round, that doesn't speak on Tolbert and Simmons. That's more of an indictment of their evaluation and their upside that they thought of Michael Gallup. That's just telling you, because they already done pushed him to the third wide receiver when he went and bought Cooks in here. So you already done pushed it back. And listen, you pushed him back and you say he'll be healthier this year than he was last year, and you still pushed him back.
Exactly.
So that's an indictment. That's like when you give a guy a raise to do a job, and then you got to go hire some more people, right, to do the job that you pay him to do.
You're right about that.
That's not going to work.
You're right
about that. So this is the thing about it. I said last year when they were talking about I told you this last year when they were talking about the Odell Beckham thing through the year. I said the Cowboys are not trying to replace Anthony Brown. They're happy with Anthony Brown does as a second wide receiver. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. They're trying to replace the number 2 wide receiver because they're getting number 3rd wide receiver numbers from the number 2 wide receiver that they thought was going to be the true number 2 and was going to ascend to a strong number 2 in Michael Gallup. And listen, I love Michael Gallup, but Michael Gallup ceiling, healthy or not, is around 50, 55 catches, maybe 7 to 8 touchdowns. Great red zone guy because he can hop on the ball, he can make some tough catches, but he will drop some simple catches. He does that a lot.
Yeah.
And you have to scheme. If you scheme him to get open, he's gonna make some catches. Is he a guy that can get open just off of talent alone? No, he's not the greatest route runner, but he's so good at the athletic catches on the sideline and the catches in the red zone. He is quality. He is really basically a $7 to $8 million 3rd wide receiver. That's what he is.
He uses his body very well. Very well.
That's what he is. So the Cowboys made a decision last year, and I'm gonna get some people mad here. The Cowboys went into the thing when they got Amari Cooper with a plan. They didn't go in without a plan. Their plan was, okay, Michael Gallup is gonna come back, and we think he's got some more growth to when at his ceiling. And if he grows any more, he will be a quality number 2. We would have a quality number 1 because we thought CeeDee Lamb was going to go into the number 1 role and do that, which he did. And they thought Michael Gallup was going to grow into his role as being what CeeDee Lamb was, or a little bit less, and have a number 2. And whatever they got from Noah Brown or Tolbert will be good because 3rd wide receivers you don't expect too much from them. Mm-hmm. But the plan went awry because Michael Gallup didn't go no farther. Matter of fact, he regressed. So that threw the whole apple cart off. So they've changed their philosophy. Said we need, and they have looked at Michael Gallup, and they probably say it's healthy. He's a 3rd wide receiver. Mm-hmm. So we need to get a number 2. If they bring another guy in here, they're talking about getting rid of Michael Gallup because teams don't pay 3rd wide receivers $14, $15 million.
No, sir.
That's not. You don't get enough opportunities to get $13 and $14 million because his number's not going to get no better than it was last year because now Cooks is going to take some of his opportunities, and as well as Mike McCarthy is in his West Coast offense. You're going to see more than 70 targets to the running back in a whole year, which was pathetic. I just cannot believe that you only target your running back 70 times combined in a whole year. Those are drop-off passes. Those are passes where Dak, if the route's not there, he doesn't have to hold the ball and try to force it, which that's where a lot of his interception came from, not because of pass rush, because people talk about our offensive line. You know that they say that our offensive line rated almost last in pass ball protection rate.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know, we was in the top. We was in the top 10. I think a top 10 or top 8, maybe less than that, and giving up sacks. We didn't give up no sacks this year. See, that rim weight thing is, or somebody watching in a computer thing, and the guy gets by the guy after 2 or 3 seconds, they say, "Oh, well, that's a win for the defensive lineman. That's a loss for the offensive lineman." The guy had no chance to get in the sack, but they say you lost that rep.
Yeah.
So what really counts is how many times did we see Dak under duress in this year, like he was just under duress in the game with it. They just mentioned it, oh man, he just getting duress. No, less than sacks, and I'm gonna tell you that's a credit to the offensive line because he had less than sacks, and we didn't give him no check down routes with the running back. So that means he had to hold the ball on a lot of occasions because we refused throwing the ball to the running back was a second, not even a first thought. It was let me just talk out here. It wasn't even a thought in this offense. Yeah. The West Coast offense is going to utilize the running back and doing option routes in the middle of the field, throwing the ball to them in the flat. Remember, San Francisco offense is the West Coast offense. Yeah. The Rams is the West Coast offense. All of them are the West Coast offense, but they got their own little forte. But they are based off the West Coast. Yeah. So this is the same offense you're going to see, and you're going to see the ball going to the back. You're going to see the ball. You're going to see our tight ends. It's crazy that Ferguson and Hendershot, they caught 90% of the targets they got this year. But they only got targeted 29 times. Yeah. So this ball is going around to other guys. Your main guy's going to get targets. What you going to see in this West Coast offense, where you didn't say, you said something about Kellen's offense. You said, what was different? Kellen ran what we call, and what's funny about it, I laugh, I put it in the chat. He ran what we call a stem offense. All vertical routes. That's where you see a vertical hook, a slant. We call slant basically a vertical route because it's not crossing the field. It's like it's really a short slant. You see guys running 9 and these verticals. All this thing was what we call stem routes, going straight ahead. But when we watch the games, and you watch every game like I did, when CeeDee Lamb caught the ball on the move, he made big play. Yep. Didn't he?
Oh, no question.
And listen, with those stem routes and stop routes, right? Yeah. The funny thing about it is, it's called a vertical passing game that Kellen Moore was running. But the funny thing about it is a vertical passing game where he didn't throw the ball deep. Yeah. So what is a stem route going? What is a vertical passing game going to do? And when you don't try to throw the ball deep, what happens? People start to sit on the short routes, the short stem routes, because you're not going to throw the ball deep. What is the reason to have a vertical passing game if you're not going to throw the ball deep? That's called one-on-one dump. So, coaching malpractice. So this offense in the West Coast, you're going to see what San Francisco does and what the Rams do. When Odell Beckham was in L.A., what you see is catching the ball, crossing the field where he can make big plays, always catching the ball on the move. What you see Deebo Samuel do? You ever see Deebo Samuel run a curl? No. He's always catching the ball where? On the move. Kittle is always crossing the field when he catches the ball so they can get yak yards. Our offense ranked almost last in yak yards in the NFL. So if Dak throws for 300 yards in Keller's system, he actually had to put the ball in the air over 300 yards to get 300 yards, where some teams throwing 5 or 10 yard, 15 yard passes to get 70, 60. Yeah. So that's what you're going to see with this offense, that you're going to see a lot more of touching all of the field, using all the field, making defense defend the whole field, and putting guys in positions to catch the ball and make plays. So this is, I say it again, going by the receiver. This might fit Tony Tolbert. Well, now you got him on the move. A lot of I was a rookie receiver. The worst thing I want to be in the offense is I want to be able to use my athletic ability where I can run away from guys or get loose and maybe catch the ball with some type of chance to get away instead of running and curl around and guys sitting on route. And now I got to turn my back to the goalpost and catch the ball, and then I'm getting blown up.
Yeah.
So these are the things that I think that McCarthy is going to change in this offense, where he wants to get people like the kick returner. He run a 4-2. I remember in the game, they ran him a little curl route, and he almost got his head knocked off. Yeah. Well, a guy that run 4-2 ain't number 505. He don't want to run and turn around and curl and turn his back to somebody catch the ball and let them come and knock him out.
Straight vertical route.
Or crossing the field.
Yeah.
Something crossing the field where he gets a chance to utilize it. He gets some room. If you put the ball on time, he gets some room. He got a chance to, the guy ain't got a direct bead on him to hit him. So this is what I'm saying. When we start looking at Tolbert and we start, and sometimes we get on guys because they don't play. But you understand he's a rookie. Some guys develop. Tolbert in his college career, he didn't play real much in his freshman year. But as he kept on going, he progressed. I can't say he got used correctly. I can't put that on him because I see other players who was in the offense that they didn't use correctly too. I assume he fell right in the butt of all the other guys that they skill set didn't get used. Yeah. But if it comes down to keeping a player, you would keep that third round draft pick, because if you feel you bringing another guy in here, you're going to move on from Gallup. You want a guy that, if Tolbert catches 35 passes, that means he's progressing. We still think he hasn't met his ceiling. We continue to keep on going. If he catches 15, 20 passes, he's moving up. So I think they got a leash on him with Simi. And the last point with Simi. Simi, Mike McCarthy said early last year, and I think he said this and he meant this, but Kellen didn't, he let Kellen run the whole show, so Kellen did. He mentioned early in training camp last year about they wanted to try Simi since he's 220 pounds, and he run a 4.3, but that's 4.3 when they're clocking. He probably ain't run a 4.3 with the pads on. He probably ain't that 4.3. Some guys run with the clock, and if he was really a true 4.3, we would see it, right? But he thought Simi could be a hybrid tight end where if he gained a couple more pounds, where he could be a blocking guy, but he could be a vertical threat in your tight end room, which would have been a very good role for him. So my suggestion to Simi is, if he's 220, for him to go buy the biggest jar of peanut butter and jelly that he can find, if he wants to be on this team and get himself where he can find him a niche and that special role at tight end, probably H-back type of thing, where he could be on this team. Because there's another receiver on this roster named Galloway that has played his rookie year. The only reason he had a problem because he wanted to smoke that stuff type stuff. But he had a rookie year where he caught 56 passes and 5 touchdowns. So he already played in the NFL and done work. So a lot of these guys have never done that. He has already done that. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So if Simmons want to be on the team, that might be a niche that he can find himself as a specialty player that fit on the team. But if they bring in a receiver in the first round, or even get one of these guys that they get released, that's a reflection on that they don't feel that they feel Gallup has reached his ceiling, and his days in Dallas are short unless he does something outstanding this year where you can't, deny him. But if everybody stays healthy, his opportunity to do something special is not going to be as much. Nope. And we just hope he has good numbers. Yep. Big Show, great as always. Hey, check this out, Big Show. I don't know if you heard the West Coast Henny and Landlord did an interview with Izzy Nkwamu right before your show came on. And it was an outstanding interview. with that young man. He brought some very good insight. He brought some very good insights about, because he's a South Carolina guy, and he brought some very good insights on Gilmore, how Gilmore helped him during the season, with text messages, or if he sent him something while he was in Indianapolis, he would stop and do what he could do to help him in his knowledge. And they say how smart he is. He's going to bring a big knowledge to that room. And if you're looking at players in this draft, everybody that's from Georgia, that's a defensive player, keep your eye on them if they're around later on in the draft, because Will Muschamp, the former coach of South Carolina, that's how Izzy got to Dallas. And Will Muschamp and Dan Quinn are the best of friends. And Will Muschamp is he was the defensive coordinator of Georgia. If Will Muschamp say that gives his okay, Dan Quinn if it's available, Dan Quinn will go get it.
Wow. Appreciate you.
That's how it is.
Appreciate you so
much. All
right,
right, big so appreciate it, man.
Thank you so much, man. All right. That was the one and only Coach Mar. Phone line is open. Semi is 220. Hendershot, I didn't look it up, but in order for him to play that tight end, you do need to put some more weight on him for sure. Now you talking 220 to play tight end. We know we wouldn't be dependent on him to block anyway, but we put in strictly as a matchup problem, which he would be. I agree with Coach 100% on that. If he can catch the football, you need to find a spot for him. And that very well may be a good spot for him, for real. All right, phone line is open. Somebody had called me from Texas. I don't know who that was earlier, but if you're still here, you can call back. I just thought it was very interesting, and Coach Marv is right, and I'm right too. I was looking at it strictly from Semi and Tolbert standpoint, but the more we kept talking, and the more I kept talking, I guess Coach was in there at the same time. It's a problem for Gallup as well. So we're talking about if they did draft, we're talking about a problem for a third receiver as well. No question about it. So I think Tolbert, excuse me. Let me see what this is. Let's see who this is.
Call from
MJ.
MJ in the building.
What's up?
What's up, MJ? Where you calling from, brother?
LA, brother. How you doing?
You from LA, Los Angeles. All night.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, brother? Appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling. What's going on?
Yeah, calling. This is Coach Marv. That was the one that said the route tree. The route tree was confusing to the young fella. Mm-hmm. He didn't get to play like he was in college, because you got to remember, in college, if you watch this, the route he was running, it was good route that they had him at his college. Mm-hmm. Then when I went to the practice, I seen him practice, and he was doing good. Him and Simi, they was doing good.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, something happened, like you said. What happened? What happened? The young guy got confused because Dennis Houston picked it up. Remember Dennis Houston?
Yeah. Houston was playing very well.
But he still, them guys are yak guys, after the catch guys. Mm-hmm. They wasn't getting after the catch because the system made them play scary. Like they was running in quicksand. They were also running in quicksand, and it seemed like they couldn't get open. So now, as I'm McCormick, know he got talent. Them guys get to play and may the best man win. Yeah. The best man win gonna be winning with blocking, like you said, and winning who ain't dropping the ball. Mm-hmm. Now you gotta remember, you got Callaway too now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. You got Callaway.
And Callaway ain't no joke now. Don't get a mistake. Now, the pressure, they ain't gonna really bother because they always like you say, they like the people they draft to get a chance. The person that they gotta really watch for is my boy, number 13.
Gallup.
Mm-hmm. He gotta come on.
Yeah.
He can't be catching for those 200, 300, 400 yards. Yeah. Them other guys can do that.
Yep.
He got to get back to like 900,000 yards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You gotta have a big year.
Because I know.
I don't think that. I don't think that's gonna be. I really don't think that's gonna be possible. MJ is because see, we talking about Cooks and Lamb, but the other thing is, as I said before, we all know that Dak is gonna throw to the tight ends as well. So it's only so much that this guy probably gonna be able to have, but he when he get it, he need to be explosive. And hopefully his knee is, well, let's put it this way. Hopefully that we can eliminate the excuse that they had last year by saying he wasn't right, even though he was playing. So that's what we just need to eliminate that excuse. And if we eliminate that excuse, then you can get somewhat of a true evaluation on what Gallup is now.
Yeah, I know you can't make no excuses. Another thing you forgot too, with this West Coast, and Green Bay was good with it, and everybody got to understand too. Green Bay love to throw screens with them halfbacks.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of screens that we never see with Kellen Moore. Yeah. You get to utilize your weapon, and he loves running 3 back, and the line play. These guys got to be diverse because you got to remember they beat us with a patch-up line. I thought we was going to kick their butt, and they beat us. Remember Green Bay? They beat us with a patch-up line. I was like, man, we're going to kill this line. D-Word and all them, they didn't do nothing. They embarrassed us, man. So he's used to doing that, and that's smart. So you never know with the 17 games, you don't know who might get hurt. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So ain't nothing guaranteed.
And
so that's why I say,
somebody gonna get hurt. We all know that. That's just
we already know that.
It's part of
and like
this game.
Yeah. But you gotta build them trenches.
Yeah.
Now, in the trenches, the guy, they don't want nobody to know. I'm gonna tell you. And I know Coach Moore probably listen. I'm going to tell y'all, so that defensive tackle from Wisconsin, that's the penetrator for real.
I hear you.
He can play 1 tech and 3 tech. He's better than the Michigan guy.
Yeah.
Everybody keep talking about the Michigan guy. This guy can penetrate and he can play the 1 tech. Yeah. So that's why they ain't really saying his name too much because everybody be trying. Yeah, they playing poker. They know when we talk, they go get our people.
Yeah, I like it.
You know that? How you notice that?
Yeah, I like it. You don't want to show your hand now. You don't want to show your hand.
And that's what you don't show your hand, and you bring all the receivers. You bring all the receivers, set them up like we're going to drop the receiver. I'm like you said earlier. There's not dropping no receiver. It's going to be D tackle. Offensive lineman, D-end, linebacker, and a corner. Watch what I tell you.
I believe
the receiver might get dropped in the 5th round.
I like it.
Because they got so much talent on the receivers that we never use with Kellen Moore.
Yeah. Man, I appreciate
Kellen Moore, yes, sir.
I appreciate you, MJ, man. I appreciate your comments, brother. Make sure you call me back again, okay?
I will, my brother. What day is your show?
I do Mondays and Saturdays, primarily.
Okay.
If something crazy go on, then I'll jump back on there. I don't have the time to do it every day like some of my brothers. I got a whole lot of other stuff going on, but I pretty much dedicated to Mondays and Saturdays.
Who's your brother?
No, I was talking about my brothers West Coast and Boss Cowboy, Law Nation, those guys who
Yeah,
you'll see
I
pretty
always on
much.
that.
Yeah, those my guys, those my brothers. I've done a few shows with them as well.
What?
They've been on my show as well, but I don't have the time. Like
Tell
that.
Boss, hey, tell Boss Cowboy, man, he needs to change his system. It's hard to call in his show, man. He can never talk to his show.
Oh, well,
Y'all,
he opened it up sometime. A boss have a whole bunch of well, primarily he has pretty much always has somebody with him, so they pretty much kind of run it through the chat box. But I don't mind talking to you know, to let everybody have they say on here on my show. That's just the way you guys make the show for mine. So that's the way I've always done it. That's the way I'm gonna stick with it. Man, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, man.
All right, fam. Have a blessed day.
You too, man. All right, I got time for another one. I'm having fun. Y'all talking tonight. Y'all getting some good points. Got time for one more. And I'll go ahead and close up shop. Phone line open 901. I'm gonna wait till you get to the ticker so I can call it out right. Hurry up. Here we go. 901-654-6853. 901-654-6853. You can call in real quick and see if you agree with what I done said, or you can disagree. We ain't gonna. Okay. Oh, Terry said we gonna see if he's any good. You know, I've been out on Prescott for 3 years. Terry is not a Dak Prescott 100% supporter at all. He's made it very clear that he don't think Dak is the guy. He think he all right. He just don't think he's the guy. I think that's a lot of common. I believe that's common a bunch of other Cowboy fans. That's another whole show within itself. But a lot of people are kind of still straddling the fence when it comes to believe the total belief in Dak Prescott. That's another whole show by itself. But I just think it's interesting just to see. And it's kind of like what MJ was saying and what I said before. These visits, you need to pay attention, but at the same time, you also have to mix in and sprinkle in a little bit that the Cowboys probably still are playing a little poker with some folks. You're not going to show your hand. You're not going to do all that. Just because they don't visit, that don't mean that the Cowboys won't draft them. See what I'm saying? You don't want to let everybody know what you're thinking. So that's why you kind of spread it out. Maybe wide receiver today, maybe offensive lineman tomorrow, maybe defensive lineman the next day, maybe corners the next day. You just do it wherever. Maybe quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And maybe quarterback and everything else. So you really just, you gotta kind of see what they're doing and try to, as far as your own guess, try to figure out if that's what they're doing. But the Cowboys not gonna show their hand. And personally, I love it. At 26, we're gonna have a wealth of options there, if you ask me. I think we're gonna have whatever we need right there. And hopefully we go ahead and draft them. All right, y'all. I'm done. I appreciate you guys hanging with me on tonight. I will see you guys on Saturday, or unless something crazy happens in Cowboy Land. If it happens in Cowboy Land, I'll show up at some point. All you guys, turn on your live notification, whether you're watching by Facebook or YouTube, Twitch, and turn your live notification buttons on, so that when I do come on live, it'll just pop up on your phone or whatever the case may be. But go ahead and do that. I appreciate all of you that joined into the comment section. I appreciate Coach Mar for the super chats. Again, if you guys want to support the podcast, if you're watching by Facebook, I believe you can use the stars that you see there. You can use the stars, but if you're on my YouTube page, the Big Time Show YouTube page, you can use the super chat button there. That would help out. As I told you guys earlier before, you guys have helped me tremendously in my podcast. To just last week was the first time I progressed so well that my YouTube channel now is monetized. It took a while. It took over 2.5 years, but I have met the proper requirements with the subscribers. I'm now over 2,100 subscribers, and I've got over 4,000 watch hours, which are the requirements for your podcast to become monetized. So I'm happy about that. It's just a milestone. It don't mean that I'm gonna get rich or something like that. I'm just saying that it's a great milestone for those that do this type of stuff. We know what it means to have your show or your podcast channel monetized. It is a big, big thing. So if you ever want to support me that way, you can. If you don't, it's okay. This is not my primary source of income. So I'm good. It's just I love to talk Cowboy talk and Los Angeles Laker talk, which I ain't done in a while, but I'm coming with that as well. I almost did something different, y'all. I gotta admit to you, I'm really done, but I almost did something different. And maybe I should just go ahead and start versing out a little bit and do everything more than just Cowboys, primarily. It was a part of me that really wanted to talk about this Catlin girl from Iowa, whatever her name is, Catlin Clark and Angel Reese. I really want to talk about that. I really did. And maybe I will. But I really want to set some folks in their place. You understand? I really wanted to do that because it is amazing to me how you can have a blind eye to some folks, and then the other folks, your eyes wide open. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Oh, I want to talk about that, and I just might do it. It's unbelievable. Most of you know what I'm talking about because y'all done seen it all day. But I really wanted to talk about that tonight. Other than Cowboy talking, I just might do it. I might, y'all. So don't be surprised, y'all. If you see the notification, it may not be Cowboys talk. It might be something totally different. I hope you guys kind of stay with me. Y'all know I ain't scared at all. No, I say what need to be said. And if you agree with it, then cool. And if you don't agree with it, then cool. But it's amazing to me how the goalposts shift. I'm gonna leave that alone. I appreciate y'all. Go ahead and get your hands together now. Go ahead and put your hands together. I'm gonna get out of here. Miss Smith, I see you over there. I see you over there. I see you over there. All right. I see you over there in Power Bay Land. All right, let's get out of here. Thank y'all so much for hanging with your boy. I will see you again on this Saturday at 3 p.m. Central Time. We're gonna do it again, and we're gonna crank this thing up, y'all. All right. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. We'll see you on Saturday at 3 p.m. This has been the Big Time Show.